guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Today we are going to be diving into some beginner tips if you're new to your weight loss journey. Now, I know how overwhelming it can be when you're trying to figure out how to lose some weight, how to lose some fat, and you don't even know where to begin. There's so many things out there on the internet telling you to do this and do that and do that and do that, and it makes things so complicated. I know this because I've been there, and that's why today I'm providing you with my beginner tips for both training and nutrition. So let's go ahead and dive in. First things first, we are going to start off with nutrition. The reason being is because nutrition is so important. You can work out as much as you want. You may already be feeling this right now, like you're working out, you're moving your body, you're not seeing results, and that's because nutrition is such a huge component, and it actually is like the most important piece. You can work out as much as you want, but if you don't take care of how you're fueling your body, your results are going to be limited. So my first tip for you is to follow the 80-20 rule. Now, what this means is that 80% of the time you're eating wholesome, nutritious foods such as like fruit, vegetables, sweet potatoes, oats, anything that isn't processed is a part of this 80%. Now, the other 20% of this typically more processed, higher calorie foods, and the really great thing about 80-20 is it allows you to achieve that balance that you're looking for. So when following the 80-20 rule, I recommend looking at it on a day-to-day basis. So think about your day, maybe think about what you ate yesterday, or if you're tracking your food, look at MyFitnessPal and just eyeball it. Do you think that you ate 80% wholesome, nutritious foods? Majority of the time, people are not eating enough wholesome foods. They're eating too many processed foods. So this is you and you're like, yes, I'm following the 50-50 rule and I want to be following the 80-20 rule. That's totally okay. There is room for improvement. So what I recommend doing is slowly increasing the amount of wholesome foods that you're eating. So just maybe week by week, add in more nutritious foods. I'm not telling you to go and eat 3 salads tomorrow because that sounds like no fun at all. You can make really small adjustments to the foods that you're eating on a daily basis or even on a weekly basis and see really big results. My second tip for you is to avoid drinking your calories. So if you're having a pop and then you're having a latte or a frappuccino, you could be consuming like upwards of like 800 to 1,000 extra calories per day, which is really crazy because these calories do not fill you up. They're empty calories, so that can drive you into an extreme calorie surplus, which could be causing you to gain weight. So if you just eliminate the drinks and stick to just water, you can save a ton of calories. Or if right now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot give up my pop, what is this girl even saying? You don't need to cut it out completely. Again, you can still fit that into the 20% of the 80-20 rule, but I don't recommend having it every single day. So if right now you're having a pop or a frappuccino, whatever, every single day, maybe cut it down to just 5 times per week for this week, and then next week drop it down to 4 times per week. That way you can slowly decrease the amount of empty calories that you're drinking. Tip number 3 is limit your fast food. So majority of places that you go to, if you're choosing a fast food option, you're going to be having a higher calorie meal. If you're trying to lower the amount of calories that you're eating so that you can achieve the weight loss that you're wanting to see, then I'd start to cut down on the amount of fast food that you're eating, just because typically fast food is a little bit higher calorie and it just doesn't make you feel as good. So this leads into my next tip, which is meal prepping is huge. Now, nobody loves meal prepping, I can tell you that. Nobody, well, maybe some people, but majority of people are not super pumped to be meal prepping. But it's something that really works because if you have food already prepped at home in your fridge, you're so much more likely to go home and eat those foods or take those foods for lunch versus going out and getting fast food. And you can save so many calories by just meal prepping. Not only calories, but you can save a lot of money too. Now, when meal prepping, figure out what works best for you. You don't need to overcomplicate this. You can start small. You can start just focusing on your proteins and just having a protein source always prepped in the fridge, or maybe some veggies cut up. You don't need to go full force and meal prep for an entire week if meal prepping is new to you. However, that is what I recommend. If you really want to stay on track and you're really serious about this, then meal prepping for the entire week could be a really great option. Now, I don't really like eating food after like day 4, day 5 at all. So if I was you, I would break it up into 2 days. So maybe you meal prep for the first half of the week on Sunday, and then you can meal prep for the second half of the week on Wednesday. If meal prepping is like a no, then this is something that I like to do, and this might work for you. I like to cook really big meals so that I always have leftovers for the next day. So I'll cook dinner that night, and then I'll make sure there's enough leftovers for Chris and I for the following day. That way we have both of our lunches covered. And then we'll make dinner the following evening and do the same thing. So we're always making our dinner, and then we're having our lunch prepped along with it, and then you don't have to eat food that's a few days old. But again, you need to find something that works best for you and your lifestyle, because this is gonna look different for every single person. Now this leads into my last nutrition tip, and then we'll get into training. So my last nutrition tip is to increase the amount of protein that you're eating. So like 95% of the clients that I work with are not eating nearly enough protein. You need to be eating protein at every single meal, especially if you're trying to lose fat, increase your muscle mass, really see some more definition, then protein is essential. So increase the amount of protein that you're having at every single meal. Depending on your goal, I'd try to aim towards like 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Of course, if you're having a lot of meals in a day, like 6 or 7 meals, then you don't need to have that much protein at every single meal, but really try to get your protein in during your meals so that you don't have to worry as much with your snacks. So increasing the amount of veggies that you're eating is a really great idea so that you can start to decrease the amount of calories that you're eating, which will put you into a deficit, which will allow you to see weight loss and fat loss. But you don't have to make all of these changes at once. Slowly add in, slowly make changes on a weekly basis, and you'll see really big results. I'm not expecting you to implement all of these tips tomorrow. Just pick maybe 2 or 3 to implement this week, and then next week add in another one, and that'll really help you take steps forward in your fitness journey. Okay, let's get into some training tips, because training is also important. When it comes to training, I recommend aiming for 2 to 3 workouts per week. And this is a really, really great starting point. If you've never worked out before, your body is gonna see really great progress. You're gonna start to increase the muscle mass that you have on your body just from 2 to 3 workouts alone. Starting out with this is a really great option until you're starting to get more comfortable with your workouts and you're getting more in your flow. Then you can increase the amount of workouts that you're doing. So if you're choosing to work out maybe 2 times per week, you could do an upper body day and then a lower body day. If you're choosing to work out 3 days per week, you could do 2 upper body days and 1 lower body day. So just figure out a workout plan that works best for you, depending on your goals and depending on what results you're looking to achieve. If you're on a budget or you're not wanting to go work out at a gym, that's totally cool. You can get a really good workout in at home. What I recommend doing is going out and purchasing a set of dumbbells. That way you can work out at home and you're not getting charged a monthly membership fee. Now, if you're choosing to work out at home, I do recommend getting more than 1 set of dumbbells, and this is because if you only purchase 1 set of dumbbell, your upper body and your lower body and different exercises might need different weights. And if you want to challenge yourself and make sure that you're really like reaching your highest potential, you might need to have some variety in terms of the weights that you're lifting. So I would recommend getting a few sets if you can, or just start off with 1 and then buy another one in a few months down the road. My third training tip is don't overdo it with cardio. Far too often I see women prioritizing cardio over weight training. If you are wanting to lower your body fat percentage, increase your muscle mass, and see more definition, see that fat loss, see the weight loss, I recommend prioritizing weight training. So this is really, really important because you can run and run and run and run on the treadmill as much as you want, but if you are going and working out after, you may actually be depleting the muscle that you're trying to build. So it's just counteracting your training session. So I recommend prioritizing your weight training session. Make sure that takes up the majority of your workout, and then just sprinkle in cardio here and there, maybe 2 to 3 times per week. You do not need to run on the treadmill for hours to see results, I promise you. My fourth training tip is overcome your fear of the weight section. Now, easier said than done. Like I mentioned earlier on in this video, I have been there. I know how you feel if you feel kind of intimidated walking into the weight section. Like there's a lot of guys working out there and a lot of people who look like they know what they're doing, and you don't want people to look at you or tell you that you're doing the exercises incorrectly. So I'm gonna give you 3 tips to overcome your fear in the weight section. My first tip is to move spots in the gym. Go grab your dumbbells. You don't have to work out where the dumbbells are. You can move them to wherever you want in the gym. So maybe there's a quieter area or a studio that you can pop into, and that way you can kind of have your own space and do your workout on your own and not worry about other people around you. My second tip is to go at a time that is less busy. If you can avoid going at peak hours, definitely do so. Yes, that might mean waking up early before work or school, but sometimes that's what you have to do if your health and fitness is a priority to you. So I recommend choosing a time that is less busy because it is not as overwhelming. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, nobody enjoys a gym when it's packed with a ton of people. My third tip about overcoming your fear of like the gym or the weight section is to go with a friend. Grab a girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your sister, whoever wants to go to the gym with you, because it's so much less intimidating when you have somebody there with you. You can help correct each other's form, you can help pull together a workout, you can just lean on each other for support, and everything feels better when you have a friend. There's definitely strength in numbers. Now, my last tip is to do something that you enjoy. Just because I weight train or somebody told you that you have to lift weights to lose weight, you don't have to. Find something that you enjoy, because if you find an activity that you really just love doing, you're so much more likely to stick to it, and that's gonna allow you to see the results that you're wanting to see. So whether that's going to Pilates or going to a bar class or a kickboxing class, find something that you absolutely love doing and you will stick to it and you will see results. Now, those are my top training and nutrition tips if you're new to the gym. Make sure you comment below and let me know what part of this video you found the most helpful or most informative, and do not forget to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button. I upload videos weekly, 2 times per week, so I don't want you to miss out on videos that are going to be posted in the future. So thank you so much for watching. I hope your day is amazing.